For today's second assignment, we're going to look at, I want students to be able to determine if a graph is a function or not a function, for students to determine if a graph is linear or nonlinear, for students to write an equation from a table, for students to write an equation from a graph. And so this video will be posted right here, and then you'll click here on this assignment. Yours will say start, mine's going to say preview. So the first thing is I want to determine, is this a function, yes or no? See how it says function or not a function. And so the easiest way to do this is to use the vertical line test and see how it touches just the edge of we're using just the edge of the bar here. See how it touches right there and right there? That means that this is not a function. And so we're going to keep doing this over and over again. We can see that this is a function. It only touches once. If it touches more than once, and then we can check this one once. So for both of these, this is a function and this is a function. It's called a vertical line test. It touched twice here on this one, so that's not a function. It only ever touched once, and then it only ever touched once, so both of these are functions. And then the next one says determine which two functions are linear. So all of these are functions, and we want to decide which ones are linear. And so the easiest way is linear means straight line. That's a straight line, so it's linear. This is curved, so it's not. This is a perfectly straight line, so it's linear. This is not. While they are straight segments, they V, so this is not a straight line. Looking at the next one, it says which linear equation represents the graph below. So we need to remember a few things. The first thing is that all equations are written y equals mx plus b, where b is the y-intercept and m is the slope. So if we look, I can see that this crosses at 2. So anything that doesn't have 2 is not the right answer. So it leaves me with A and C. Now I got to figure out what the slope is. In order to do that, I got to see that it goes up 1. And then this is the tricky part. It looks like it only goes up 1, but it really goes up 2, because if we look, this counts by 2. Notice how this goes from 0 to 2, and then 2 to 4 and stuff. So this is really a slope of 1 over 2. And so, and left to right, it's going up. So that means a positive 1 over 2. So our answer that we're looking for is right there. So we simply select C. We're going to look at this one. Now, again, we want to write the equation for this graph using y equals mx plus b, where m is slope and b is the y-intercept. So first thing I want you to see is that it crosses right there at 3. So our b is 3. Our slope is right there. So we can draw these lines to make a right triangle. It goes up 1, 2, so it rises 2. And it runs 1, 2, 3. So 2 over 3 is our slope. But be careful, because left to right it's going down, which means that this is a negative slope. So we're going to enter in y equals negative 2 over 3x. And then since the b is a positive 3, we're going to put plus 3. Looking at question number 5, this says write the equation for a table using y equals mx plus b. So we need to know what b is. In order to do that, we got to find where x is 0. X is 0 right here, which means that our Slope is a positive 2. Or not slope, our intercept is a positive 2. Our slope then would be, from here to here, it's going plus 1. From here to here, it's going minus 3. And so our slope would be 1 over negative 3. And when we rewrite this, a 1 over negative 3 is going to turn into the whole thing's negative. So negative 1 over 3. So then when we type in our equation, we would type in y equals negative 1 over 3 x. And then since it's positive 2, we put plus 2. Notice how my negative 3 moved to the whole thing. And then when I typed it in front of the 1. If you ever end up with two negatives, it's going to turn positive. One negative is always going to move to in front of the whole thing. So y equals negative 1/3 x plus 2. We'll go ahead and submit this. And so it's worth 11 points. First of all, I want you to see that. We got an 11 out of 11. So if you watch the video on this, you should get a perfect score on this. This is a review for your quiz tomorrow. You may consider watching this review before doing tomorrow's quiz. Keep in mind that you now only have 2 weeks and 1 day left to do for your grades. So if you have any missing assignments, it would be a good time to go back and complete those.